Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Trash, the safe place to cleanse your mind, body, and soul of all that trash you consume this week so you can consume some more tomorrow. I'm your host, Josie Van Dyke, and today we have the modern daddy. We have Jason Dunnigan on the podcast.
Sure do. Thank you.
Welcome to Weekly Trash.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have a
I don't think
man.
I've been more excited for a podcast.
Well, that makes me really excited.
Yeah.
Because I'm very excited to have you. And you braved the snow. You came out in a winter wonderland.
Who shook the snow globe for real?
Can it just stop?
No, I'm done with it.
It's disgusting. I'm not going to see my grass until July
Of next year.
Like
With how much snow you have?
Well, and then I'm like, if it melts, I'm going to flood.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do we just move before the flooding?
For sure.
And then the new owners can deal with it.
That's on them.
Because
Not your
it's
problem.
inevitable.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yes.
But Jason, we need a deep dive into you.
Okay.
Because I've actually followed you for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've always been intrigued about your life.
Okay.
You're an interesting guy.
And a lot of others.
You're the modern dad. The modern daddy is what I'm going to call you, though.
That's fine.
Where are you from?
So I'm from Taylorsville. I grew
Okay.
up in Taylorsville, Utah.
Did you go to Cottonwood?
No, I went to Taylorsville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're like Taylorsville.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Born
Yeah.
and bred. And what year did you graduate high school?
2000. So probably like the year you were born.
Okay, I'm not that young. Like that was 4 years later.
You're on 99, but whatever.
I'm a 96.
Wow.
Okay, I'm
That
a
was
millennial.
Good year.
I'm a millennial. That was the last good year. No, 2000. That was 23 years ago.
It sure was.
That's math.
Yeah.
So how old are you, Jason?
41.
41.
Yeah.
And you're thriving at 41.
Living my best life.
Did you do
they
anything
say.
fun for your 40th birthday? Like anything crazy?
We had like a party at my.
Just a party.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a dad. Just
Right.
Chill party, ice cream, cake.
Yeah, right.
I might be mistaken, but when I like I said, I've been following you for a while, and I could have sworn you said you were adopted.
Yeah.
Are
so
you?
I'm adopted.
But you look like your dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I look exactly like my dad,
Yes.
but and I have one sister. Both of us are adopted.
Okay.
We're not blood related at all.
But you look like.
We don't look at all alike.
Okay. But you and your dad. Because
Everyone.
I remember you posted a picture, and I'm like, you're adopted?
Right.
What?
All the time. Anytime I talk about that I'm adopted, they're like, yeah, but really, you and your dad are twins.
How old were you when you were adopted?
Born.
Okay.
When I was born. Yeah, there's a whole long story about it.
Were you a closed adoption?
Yeah, closed adoption. It was through LDS Social Services.
Okay.
And it was just the time where my parents got a call and we have a little boy for you at the hospital. If you want him, come get him. And they were like, oh, we want him. Little did they know. This is what they were going to get.
Psych, you're perfect.
Yeah.
So did your family, were you the first one to be adopted, or were your sister
so my
first?
sister was
Okay.
first. She's 3 years older than me.
Okay.
And the weird thing is they literally had a baby's room set up for 3 years
Because they knew
they knew they wanted another one and they didn't know when they'd get the call. So could you imagine just having a nursery? Like
just waiting?
let's just
Kind of
see.
depressing.
Right.
To walk past it all the time. Like,
Gosh,
is it going to happen
I
yet?
hope something happens.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you know it's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Could your mom just not have
She
kids?
couldn't have kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Have you been able to contact your biological mom?
Yeah. So one Christmas, my brother-in-law, nicest gift ever. I know nothing really about
Have you ever
my
wanted
life.
to know?
For sure.
Okay.
So I had a letter from my birth mom that I got from my parents that basically explained like the story,
Right.
why
she
they
had
did
to give
it.
you up.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. And so my brother-in-law gave me one of those DNA tests from Ancestry.
Okay. Yeah.
Got
How
it.
it always starts.
You have no idea. And I got it, took it, found out that I'm 4% Jewish, so I celebrate Hanukkah.
That's amazing.
That I'm like Spanish, like European Spanish, and it just was cool to learn all these things about me.
for sure.
My heritage, where I'm from. Well, one day I got an email that said, I would get an email that was like, hey, we found your fourth cousin. I'm like, who gives two fat shits?
Like, what
who
does that
their
even
fourth
mean?
cousin is? We're in Utah.
Also,
We're
like, what
all
is this?
cousins.
We're all related.
Right.
You're my
Right.
brother.
For sure. So then I get another one that's like your third, and then it's like, oh, we found your cousin. And I was like, what?
Okay.
These aren't my cousins. Like, I know my cousins.
Okay.
You're not.
Okay.
And then I get an email that's like, you have a message. And I got a message, and it's like, I think I'm your birth mom. And I was like, what the?
When was this?
This was about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 4
Okay.
years ago.
Okay.
So
So you'd been living your life. You had
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
This was,
had our third kid.
yeah.
Life was a dream. Then I get shot with, I think I'm your birth mom. And I'm like, okay, but like, what do you know?
Yeah.
She's like, well, you're either born this year at this hospital or this year at this hospital. And I was like, well, yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah.
And
Were
then-
you born in Taylorsville?
So Salt Lake.
Salt Lake?
Yeah. So then we just were talking back and forth, a bunch of stuff. She too was adopted. So she was like, if there's stuff you want to know, like health history wise, because
Yeah.
once you have kids, it's like,
Yeah.
you kind of want to know what's going to happen.
Totally.
So she was like, I don't know anything. When I connected with my birth mom on here and she didn't want anything to do with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, sorry. But also my life's great.
Yeah.
I have that letter
yeah.
from you and I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to meet
You're
you.
like,
I don't
can
need
you
anything.
recite the letter so I know for
Right?
sure
I'm like,
it's you?
so tell me exactly what you wrote.
How
I'm
did you-
sure
how
you
did
have
you
a
start the
copy.
letter?
Yeah. Was it like a dear future child?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then once I said I wasn't interested in meeting her, she flipped a switch and just went off on me and was like, oh yeah, I never thought about you. I never cared about you. I was a motel for you for 9 months. And I was like, hold on, motel? Like, you weren't the Sheraton? Who are you? Do you
The
know
Ritz
me?
Carlton?
Like, motel? Okay.
Okay. That's offensive.
It really is.
Yeah.
So we just kind of, I was like, whatever. I asked her about my birth dad and she was like, well, I don't feel comfortable like really telling you anything. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So that's
And
how you're going to play it.
Right. So then she was like, so he got into drugs, and he shot his friend, chopped up the body and fed it to goats. And I was like,
Oh.
come again?
So you have like some serial killer. In
So
you.
right there, I'm like typing like, do goats eat people?
Like, is this
Everyone's
legit?
searching. Like, we're at work and
real?
people are like, I'm like, everybody search goats eating people. Let's
Are
find
goats
this.
cannibals? We need to know.
Oh, so that's when it started getting a little crazier. And I asked her what his name was.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah. She's like, so it's Ted. I don't remember the last
Yeah.
name.
He's really handsome.
Yeah. And she finally gave it to me. And that's when I decided to pay for a background check. Found out that he did kill his friend, shot him in the back. They were working together. They were stealing from their work. He thought he was going to
Snitch on
tattletale.
him,
Yeah. He's like, no, bitches get stitches.
Stitches.
And shot him, took him to his brother's ranch and buried him under rocks. I'm like, where the hell did goats come from?
Because goats eat like hay.
Right?
Like I feed goats. At
I'm
the
like, if it were
Thanksgiving point
pigs,
thing.
then maybe we're talking. Like, they'll eat anything.
Just
But
whatever.
like, not a goat.
Yeah, no.
So
You have to chop it really thin.
real thin.
Maybe even like
fine
serenade it a little
slices,
bit.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
Did I say serenade?
yeah,
I meant
you meant
marinated.
marinate. I knew what you meant.
It's fine.
This is a
Pregnancy
safe place.
brain. It's fine.
So then I paid for a background check. That's how I found out all that.
Yeah.
Well, I had the background. FYI, it's like $39 for a unlimited subscription for background checks.
Okay, but the background check thing kind of freaks me out because can't you find like their address, their phone number?
Everything.
So could I get one on Justin Bieber or no?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Because I just did it. And then I was like, I was working in a place at the time and I said, if anyone has anyone they want me to like look up on,
I have a membership.
yeah, I have this month. So then I found where she was living, where she had lived before, found out all my half siblings that I have.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just nuts.
But you've never met her.
Never met him.
Never
But
met
the
him.
funny thing is she lived less than a mile away from my in-laws.
Really?
And he lived a couple miles from where we were living at the time.
Do you look like them?
No.
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 That's so crazy.
Hallelujah.
Oh, are they ugly?
They're not pretty.
They're not cute.
Yeah.
But
Like, I definitely look like my adopted parents.
Well, thank goodness.
Amen.
Thank goodness. So, what was high school Jason like? Because you talk about your wild side a little bit,
Yeah.
and we got to know.
Yeah. So it probably more started junior high school.
Oh, okay. So, like 8th grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 7th, 8th, 9th grade. I mean, yeah, I just was a little wild.
Were you in sports or anything?
No, never. I played baseball forever, but
In my intro or my promo video for you, you were in like a little choir, like dancing.
Oh, yeah?
So were you like into theater?
I did like community theater and I
Okay.
did like like our neighborhood, there was this singing group, and
So
I was
you're-
in that.
Yeah,
and
acapella,
for sure.
Pitch Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
But not.
Not okay.
But we were these kid singers that were gonna turn into the Mickey Mouse Club or something.
That would have been
And-
a dream.
Oh my gosh,
You'd
for
have been the
real.
next Justin Timberlake.
I for real would have.
But
So
you know, it's just kind of a dick.
yeah. I mean, I'm not far from it. But it was just the thing. And so in junior high, kids were junior high kids and rude. And so I was rude back. And it was just wild.
And,
But like high school, I was like a 3.9 student.
oh, so you were smart.
Yeah, I was smart. But I also wasn't stupid. Like I didn't get caught.
Okay.
So I'd go to parties and
And what was at these parties, Jason?
same thing that was at your parties.
Actually, at my parties, all my friends were mo. My parties were.
So you didn't come to our parties.
No. I wish.
Yeah.
I wish I was like the wild friend. Like, guys, come on, how fun would it be to drink alcohol? And
Yeah.
they're like,
I don't even know how to spell alcohol.
Yeah, no, I was the first friend to do everything, and I still am actually
Yeah.
the only friend in my friend group that I hang out with, like to this day, that's ever even tried alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Like that's the kind of girls I was working with.
Good for you.
No, good for my parents. Good for my parents. I'm sure. I don't know why my friends' parents weren't like, "Can you not be friends with Josie?"
Right.
Because I was for sure like the wild one.
They were like, Josie needs Jesus.
Yeah. And
You
my
need to
parents are like,
be with
"Please
her."
keep being friends with these
Right,
people."
for sure.
Like paying off these parents. Like,
Yeah.
let her sleep over.
For sure.
We don't want her. She's gonna
Please,
get pregnant.
Just take
Yeah.
her, please.
So weed, alcohol, or is that what
Yeah,
we're
for
working
sure.
with? We're not doing like heroin, cocaine. Have you done heroin?
No.
You're pausing.
No.
Okay.
But I didn't do heroin. I didn't do cocaine. There was a shroom shortage that
Okay.
happened once.
Ecstasy?
No.
Okay.
I mean, there was some stuff.
Yeah. And
But like
you
some
never
stuff
got
I
caught?
didn't even know.
okay, you were just
Like I had a friend that he's like, hey, could you give me a ride to this house? I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I take him to this house. We pull in the driveway. He goes inside. He comes out. And homeboy hands me a butterscotch disc. Like, first of all, am I 90? Like, who likes a butterscotch disc?
like
This guy.
Ew.
Right. But like, if it's candy, I'm going to eat it.
Right.
Well, it turns out that there may have been acid on that candy.
No
and
way.
I didn't know.
No way.
So, yeah, I've
tripping
done like,
acid.
oh,
Jason's tripping
tripping.
acid.
Let's just say the part of Jumanji where animals are coming out of the walls, that was coming out of my street.
Okay. Oh.
And I was like, I am going to get trampled, and I
Oh my
can't because I'm
gosh.
standing in tar, and there's cats everywhere. But none of this was anywhere.
Interesting.
It was
Would you do it
crazy.
again?
No.
That's the thing. Why do
that
people
I
like
would
that?
never. I'm sure with like all the things you're seeing,
Like maybe in like a colorful room. by
sure.
yourself,
If
like-
you're inside, locked up, acid it up.
Well, that's when people do ayahuasca. It's like this safe place where they have people like monitoring them and they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like in nature.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
But
Oh, not when you're
Wasn't your
just with
thing.
a couple friends and you're all high as
you're
kites.
all just tripping.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was
little dangerous.
crazy.
So did college get even crazier?
The funny thing is, once I was 21, then it was like, well, now it's legal. Who cares?
Well, acid wasn't legal, but
Well, yeah, but like drinking and
Yeah.
stuff, like there were times I was drinking and I'd be out in like my friend's mom would come pick him up and I'm just puking in the canal. And then I'm like, hey, like that was.
so you didn't go on a mission.
I went on a mission.
Oh, okay.
So I was like setting the bar, like raising the bar.
Gotcha.
So it was like if you were clean
And it was back
for-
when you had to go at 21, right?
No, 19.
19.
So
That was
19 to
girls.
21, yeah.
Yeah.
But I went at 18 because I
Okay.
went 2 days before my birthday because my parents were like, get him out.
So they
He needs to go.
they knew you needed Jesus a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I served a mission.
Okay. Where'd you serve?
Fresno, California. It's the
Okay.
armpit of America.
Okay.
And they know, like
They're no, it's not offensive. They
Yeah,
get it.
no,
If you're
yeah.
listening,
Yeah.
so you live.
all
in
of
an
you in
armpit.
Fresno know exactly what I'm talking about.
Was there any good thing? Any good food at least?
No.
Was Fresno? Because I know a lot of time when you get served California, it's like Spanish speaking. Was it?
Yeah, so I was English.
English. Okay.
Yeah, but they were like, oh, you're the bratty kid. You're gonna serve in the projects, and
Yeah.
we're gonna humble you real quick.
You better
And I did.
watch your back.
Yeah, it was like, so I had one companion that he was Indian, and he said, well, I know we're not supposed to go down these streets if we're white, but I'm not white.
So
so,
bye.
so we're going. And I was like, well, I can't go. He's like, well, we got to stay together. I was
That's
like,
That's the rule.
You're right. And heaven forbid I break a rule. And so
you're the best missionary.
Right. And so we went and everyone yelled at me. And then the very last door, he's like, we're going to have one of those Ensign experiences or New Era where it's like the last door on the street. And the whole family is like, we've been praying. We're ready. And the guy had a big 40-ounce of beer and was just staring at me as he was giving a spiel. And he takes this big gulp and just spits it all over me. And I was like, cool. So that was awesome. Thanks.
Like Thanks. That really strengthened my testimony.
Yeah, like, actually. Okay, I guess I do believe.
Like one more door. That wasn't Come on. The door. That wasn't
You know what? There's another street just like this. We should go do that one too. Because this has worked every time.
That's rough.
So yeah, I served a mission.
And you stayed out there. Mm-hmm. You did the whole 2 years.
I did.
And you come home. You're 21.
So I come home. I'm 21. And I came home a little early because school was... So I'd be coming home in January. And so they let me come home and transfer early. So
When's your birthday?
January 18th.
So you're a Capricorn.
Yeah.
I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, we get along.
We get it.
So I came home a little early just so I could start school that first semester. And kids were just talking a bunch of shit outside my parents' house in the neighborhood. Like I had a past. People knew I was a wild kid. So I was like, screw it. I'm getting out of here. So I moved back to California.
To Fresno?
Yeah, I mean,
it feels like home at this point.
Right. At this point, I just love being spit on.
Yeah.
So I moved back because I was a resident.
Oh, yeah.
And school was dirt cheap.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
I went to just City College there just because it was way cheaper and there's no point. And I was going to go into dentistry. So I had a whole plan. That's why your tooth, I'm like, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I chipped my tooth, guys.
Can't stop staring.
I chipped my tooth at the Mexican airport.
Yeah.
Mexico airport, not Mexico. It is a Mexican airport.
You're right.
Mexico. We'll get to that in personal trash, but yeah.
So I went there, went to school, and college life was in California. Yeah.
How'd you meet your wife?
So I had a friend. So I was out in California for school. I wasn't really going to church. I wasn't drinking, but I just wasn't.
You weren't getting belligerent drunk. But
no.
Were you like at a bar every once in a while with friends?
Like my friends would go, but I was like, I don't even care anymore because if I'm getting drunk, if I'm drinking, I will get drunk.
No, that's how I.
Like I'm not drinking this just because like it tastes good.
Like casual drinkers. I'm like, no.
No.
Like, why would you have wine when you can have a donut?
Right.
Like, give me calories and food.
Amen.
Like, I'm good.
So. I don't know. I just wasn't probably doing what I felt. I knew that things were crazy, that I just didn't know what I was doing. But a friend here was struggling and I would come home for the summer and he said, hey, there's this new singles ward. Will you come with me? And I said, yeah, I'll go. So I went during the summer and it was fine. It was everybody, all my friends' little siblings because we get married at 6 here.
Yeah. 16.
Same. So I went and then I was like, well, I'm moving back to California. And he's like, dude, I got to fix my life. Like, and no one trusts me anymore. No one believes me. And I need someone. Like, you got to stay. So I ended up moving back here, went to the singles ward and just like flipped my life around. I was like, you know what? I'm done with the party life and just doing whatever. Like, it's time to get serious.
I want to be a modern dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in the singles ward. When at like 30, I was that guy.
Okay.
And this new bishop came and he said, so like you always say, we talk church stuff. Bishop's basically like the pastor.
Yeah. For those who aren't aware.
Yeah.
Pastor, preacher.
Yeah. Whatever you want to call him.
Same.
This new one came and he was from the east side and we were west siders. So I was like, who's this guy? This is the perfect time for me to get out of here.
Right.
Because he doesn't know me.
Yeah.
I happen to be the ward mission leader, meaning I knew everything about everyone. So I'd be like, oh, Josie's not here because she gets wild crazy on the weekends.
I have chlamydia. I can't come in.
Yeah. She doesn't want to sit on the chairs because she doesn't want to spread it to anyone.
Exactly.
Like I knew that much about everybody.
Kind of a great calling.
Right. And so we'd sit in meetings. He'd be like, so just tell me about these people because I don't know them.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, yeah, he doesn't come here because this, or she doesn't come here because this. And he was like, okay. Then one day he's like, you should take my niece out. And I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I really have enough friends.
Yeah.
I don't need another girlfriend that just hangs out with us.
Yeah.
I'm good. And then one night his wife cornered me and said, no, really, I told her you're calling, so you need to call her right now. And I was like, well, I'm not a dick.
You're like, not yet.
Like, for sure, I'm going to call her.
Yeah.
Not rude. So it was a Monday. Called her up, left a message. She called me back, left a message. And I set up I said, you know what? How about we go to a Bees game on Saturday? Baseball game on Saturday.
Yeah.
That wasn't good enough for her aunt. She set something up on Wednesday.
Okay.
So then we were together Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Went on our date on Saturday, and we were together every single day. And
really,
we met the end of June, got married in October.
So you fell in love pretty quick.
Yeah.
Now, one of the questions that I received in the question box, and we're gonna talk about it.
That's
We're gonna
fine.
go here.
And I'm here for this.
Is you aren't your average heterosexual man. You care about a lot of things that I wish my husband cared about.
Yeah.
But he does not. And have you always been that way? Have you always been a little more into like, not girly things per se, but shopping, baking, things like your whole life?
My whole life. So let's go back to junior high. I went in there and all my friends went to a different one. And I went to the ghetto one.
Gotcha.
Because I lived in the boundaries. The boundaries were right by our fence and I was on this side.
Yeah.
So I will go to that school. And it was just bullied and...
Because they thought you were gay.
Yeah, everyone thought I was gay because I had a high voice. I was in choir. I didn't like sport. I didn't play sports. I played baseball, but like you're in tight pants out in the field.
It's kind of
like,
gay.
For sure. So my whole life, that's what it was. It was like, oh, you like shopping? You like all these girly shows? All your friends are girls. You have to be gay.
Yeah.
And it was in junior high, the thing is, well, first of all, I'm not sexually attracted to guys. I think that's probably a big part of being gay.
Yeah, it's probably like one of the biggest things.
Probably.
Like if you don't like dick, I don't think you're a good gay guy.
Right.
It's kind of awkward.
So I was just like, I'm gonna prove to you I'm not, and I'm gonna go even the
Crazier.
total opposite way.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get with your girlfriends because they're friends with me.
Yeah.
Like your girlfriend's friends with me.
She changes in front of me all the time.
Yeah.
She thinks I'm gay.
Yeah.
So
I care.
Yeah.
So I just went way further that way.
Yeah.
To kind of say to others, well, yeah, I was a whore and I just screwed around with your girlfriend and I'm not gay. I'm not gay. Ask her.
Right.
Like ask her how gay it was last night.
Yeah. So you never questioned it.
Well, the thing is when kids would ask you or when people would ask you all the time, like you start thinking like, well, am I?
Yeah, that would be my question.
Like I'm so confused, but I always knew, well, I'm not attracted to guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are like, she is so hot.
Right.
She is gorgeous.
Right. You can appreciate
exactly.
good-looking people.
I can appreciate
but you don't
guys
want to
and
fuck
I'm like,
them.
right. I'm not looking at a guy and I'm like, bend over. Like, grab those heels and
drop
let's
that
go.
soap. Let's
For
go.
sure. Never.
But
that was the thing. Like, then high school came and guys would just, because I was friends with their girlfriends and I knew that you cheated on her and I knew you were a dickhead and I knew all these things about you. So they'd come by me in the hall.
Yeah, they want closure from you.
Yeah, and so they'd come by me and they'd like, effing faggot, you're the worst. And I was like, are you, first of all, you don't know me. Second of all, it doesn't make sense. I've never been with a guy. So where this comes from, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then it's like you get it because I like to shop. I know I could watch every chick flick with you and recite it word for word.
Which is incredible.
I can do my daughter's hair.
Yeah.
I like cooking. I am obsessed with cleaning.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
It's disgusting.
Like you are kind of goals for a daddy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
So-
think at the end of the day, it's people are just, I don't know anyone like this. There's no way that you can't be, there can't be
Like you
something.
have to be bisexual,
right.
Jason.
You have to. And it's like, okay, whatever you want to think, you can think it. But
well, that's good that you're
just
like
weird.
so confident in yourself. You're like, I've dealt with this bullshit of people thinking that for so long. It's like, I really don't care.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm married with 4 children.
Yeah.
I really don't care what you think.
For sure. I know. When you sent the questions, I have these 2 best friends that are my ride or dies, and they've always been like, they will jump in for anything.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, really? But are we really talking about this again? Like, this is so old. We've heard this since high school. And I'm like, right, but it's people coming in to my life again that have no clue who I am.
They're new people.
It's brand new to them.
And to them, they're like, wait, this guy like talks a little bit higher and bought his kids Easter dresses.
Right.
Like,
and love shopping.
Yeah.
And will sit and watch Emily in Paris with me instead of watching the Sweet 16.
And he listens to Weekly Trash. Like, what? I think
what's going on?
You might be one of the only few straight males that will listen to it without their wives. Like, you know, and I love that.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate it. My husband should take notes.
Yeah.
But I can see why it would just be like, do I want to talk about this?
Right.
Like, this,
who cares?
Who cares?
And also, let's say I am gay. What does that do? Who does that affect? Who does that hurt? What does it do for you if I were to just come out and be like, you know what? Yeah, I am.
You're right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no.
Like, who cares what you like? At the end of the day, like, I just care about other people, and I just want to make sure that you're happy and you love the people you love. If you love girls, if you love guys, I don't care. That's your life.
Yeah.
Me, I love women. Love them.
Yeah.
I love my wife. I love my girls. And all my friends that are women, I will do anything for them. It's like, who cares? Like, it's definitely not the worst thing.
Do you feel like your sons are anything like you?
No, they love sports.
Okay.
All they want to do is play sports.
You're like, okay.
Yeah. The nice thing is they do have a bit of that like tender side and do care about people.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, they're like,
because straight men don't give a shit.
Right. They're like, let me just tell you about my football cards and base. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Like, I'm not gay, but I don't agree with what you like.
Right.
So
this is going to be a struggle for me to figure out who you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Who are they dating? Because unless it's a celebrity, I don't know who you
Was
mean.
this on E! News? I do not recall seeing them.
Right.
No, I get it. I get it. So how did you start in social media, and what do you do for your day job?
Yeah, so the Modern Dad started because Susan Peterson, I had a blog before. I had the blog, The Modern Dad, before when we first had our first child 10 years ago.
Wow.
I'm like, he's not 13. So I had the blog then, and I was meeting with Susan because there was an idea of working with her, running her social media for Freshly Picked.
Yes, Freshly
back
Picked.
in the
We
day.
love it.
She said, you know what? What I think you need to do, you just need to take your blog to Instagram. It's going to be the thing. And I had my own personal Instagram.
Right.
It was a thing. But I didn't have one that was like a business.
Right.
So I did that, and I was her first male brand ambassador. So I did that for Freshly Picked forever. Which
Freshly Picked, for those who don't know, is like shoes, diaper bags. Do they have like they have swaddles now? I'm trying to think. They have a lot of things now. It's just baby gear.
Yeah, and at the time it was strictly moccasins.
Yeah, the shoes.
It was just the shoes. So you would get the moccasins, you'd put them on your kid, you'd post a picture, and people would go nuts because I had a little boy, and I'd be putting him in pink moccasins because moms would be like, there's no way I'm getting my son these neon pink moccasins. And I was like, please hold.
Let me show you.
Look at this outfit. And then they'd buy the whole size run because, oh, there's a boy in them. I could do this. Yeah. So that's how it all started. And then it slowly grew because I've always worked. It's never been like my full-time thing.
Right.
But
because you went to college. Did you graduate?
Yeah. So I was, like I said, I was going to do dentistry. When I moved back, I went to the U for a year, and I had to get a chemistry class grade to an A.
Okay.
Because dentistry, you have to have the best grades.
To never be a dentist.
So I walked into a chemistry class at the U, and the teacher said, this is my last semester. I just want everyone to know there's 500 of us. I want you to know none of you will be leaving here with an A. And at that time, I should have just left because that's all I needed.
Yeah.
It was just general chemistry. Who gives a crap?
This professor's an asshole.
Yeah, it's your last semester. You should just be passing it. Like,
you're
everybody gets an A.
Yeah. You get an A. You get an A.
And that was the thing. I thought that's what was going to happen if you got to the part where the last day to drop. So I thought he said that so that people would drop out.
Yeah.
And then I thought the last day to drop, I'll get through that. And then he'll say, like, yeah, everyone's going to get an A.
Yeah.
But
he was tricking y'all.
And so I got an A-, and I was like, I'm done with this. Dentistry,
That's crazy.
This is
You had an A
stupid.
minus. He wouldn't give you an A.
Yeah. And I worked my ass off for that.
Oh my gosh.
And so then I quit dentistry idea and I took those stupid tests of what I should do because I wanted to be a dentist since I was 12.
yeah,
I didn't know there were other jobs. Like I knew there were, but I was like,
that was where your brain was set.
yeah, it was like, oh, dentistry. That's what it is. So then my options were to either do everything for these tests came up. I should either go into PR or acting. And I'm like, well, it's a
Acting?
little late to be an actor.
You should have been an actor, Jason.
No.
I
that's my
could see
next
that in
life.
your future.
So yeah.
Okay.
So then I went to Westminster and graduated at Westminster.
And what did you graduate in?
So I have a degree. I have a biology degree.
Okay.
And then I have a degree in communications with an emphasis in public relations. Because social media wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just kind of starting.
Yeah.
But I had helped the business school at Westminster start up their Instagram, how to run it, how to use it as a business account, do their Facebook page when Facebook was
Yeah. Because this would have
thing.
been 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I graduated from Westminster.
And when did the modern dad start bringing in a lot of money to where you were like, this is a good amount of money?
Yeah. So that's probably been in the past 4 or 5 years. That's when it really started bringing it in. So at the beginning, I had worked at a PR firm right after college because no one was hiring for anything. So I worked at a PR firm as an intern and I learned about list building. It was the greatest skill I've learned, how to find who to talk to, where to get their information.
Yeah.
So I used that skill and I took it for this, and I would find 15 to 20 businesses who to contact for PR, and I'd reach out to them. I'd say, hey, I'm a dad blogger.
Yeah.
I'd love to work with you. And even if you want to just do trade, you don't even have to pay me. So when the very first one that I got that was big was J. Crew. And they're like,
sweet.
hey, we'll send, if you'll post clothes, we'll send them to you.
Yeah.
You just say what you want and we'll send you clothes. And I was like,
Done.
okay.
Yeah.
All I wear is J. Crew. I'll do that. And then one time I said, well, let's reach out to Disney. And I got tickets.
That's incredible.
Because it's it was just things that normally I would pay
that you
for.
pay for, you can get for free.
Right.
If you post about it and use your platform.
Right.
It's a win-win.
Exactly. And I was under 10.
Yeah.
I wasn't even close to 10,000 at the time.
So yeah, you need to give me all your notes here.
Oh, God.
I'm over here I feel like I'm cold calling people.
Yeah.
I'm in freaking real estate. Please
do
give
anything.
me money.
Yeah.
Give me anything.
So I was just sending out all these emails and then I get responses and I want to do a race and I worked with Run Disney and I did the Disneyland half and 10K.
Yes.
And
where did running start coming? Because you said you didn't do sports except for baseball. And baseball, you just run a little bit.
Baseball, you run out to right field and stand there unless a lefty
and you pick
comes
your
up.
nose, rub
For
your
sure.
nuts, and then
Right.
you go back in.
Exactly.
Chew some tobacco or
For
something.
sure.
Yeah.
So when I was in college in California, a friend of mine was at school in Arizona and she said, hey, I signed up for the LA Marathon. You should do it with me. And I was like, okay, cool.
A marathon.
What the hell does that mean? And
26 miles.
26.2.
That's what that means.
And I did it. And so I signed up and I trained like crazy and she canceled.
Awesome.
I stayed. A friend gave me a contact and he's like, yeah, you can stay at my apartment. And the night before he was in Hollywood and we went to the clubs and hung out with
Got
Katy
lit.
Perry and for real, crazy,
oh my gosh.
full-time celebrities. We're just hanging out with them at the clubs.
Were you married at this time or this was college?
This was college.
This was okay.
This was deep college.
Yeah.
So I was out till 2 or 3 in the morning, had to get up at 4,
Oh.
got up, drove into LA and ran a marathon.
Were you hungover?
I didn't drink.
Okay.
Because I was like, I have to run tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Even 2 hours of sleep. I don't know how you did that.
I don't either. And at mile 2, my iPod died.
Oh.
So I didn't have music. It was crazy.
That is a mental battle right there.
But you ran through the projects and then next you turn a corner and it's
Calabasas.
stunning. I'm like, where? And people are handing out wine for your carbs and it was crazy.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Some caviar to get you through
Yeah,
that last
for
13.
sure. And then you go around and it's here's a Pringle that I found on the ground.
Here's my toenail.
Yeah, you chew up.
Enjoy.
So that was kind of how it started. And you'd think like you started with a marathon.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then you kept going. Yeah, I've done 3 marathons, 18 half marathons.
Can we run a half together?
Yeah. For sure.
I'm not interested in a full. I've done like four halves.
Yeah.
A full to me just sounds like kind of like hell.
Yeah.
I know I will at some point in my life,
Ooh.
but I just am not there yet. Like I'm not ready to like shit myself while I run. I already shit myself with the 13.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be a walking diarrhea puddle if
Yeah.
I was doing 26.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm ready, but we should do a half.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Because I love running. I love it.
Really?
Oh, you don't love it?
And that's the thing too, is when I'm training for a race, I love it just because like you're running in places you'd never drive.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice you get out of your mind. You're just, no one's bothering you. You
Zone
just can.
out.
Exactly.
It's therapeutic, but you don't love it?
No. And
Okay.
you're quick.
I don't know.
No, you are.
I feel like.
No, you are.
But I also train on treadmills to
So?
make me fast.
Yeah.
I think if I was just doing like outdoor running, I would be much slower because I would be going at whatever pace my body wanted.
Sure.
Where on a treadmill, I'm like, no, bitch, you're going faster.
Yeah.
And it's that almost like a safety net, knowing that if I need to like black out and pass out, I'm
Yeah.
in a safe place. I'm not like on the side of the street.
Yeah.
So I think if I ran outside, I don't know if I'd be as fast as I
But
am
you're
on
still
inside.
quick.
I'm trying to be.
Yeah. And pregnant.
Well, I haven't ran in like, actually I ran 3 weeks ago. Worst thing. I think I'm done. I think my body's like, you're good.
Yeah.
Now. The baby's about to slide out of my pelvis.
Yeah.
But I just think running, that feeling, runner's high.
Oh.
Some people believe in it. Some people don't.
It's for real.
It's for real.
Yeah.
Those endorphins that you feel coming in and you're just like, yeah. Like
Yeah.
once you push yourself just a little bit past
yeah.
the hellish stage, it's awesome.
And when you cross a finish line,
oh my gosh.
it's crazy.
The best feel. I can't even imagine
really
a marathon.
So I did LA, and then I did Revel, which is down Big Cottonwood Canyon.
And I heard that one's a good one to do to qualify for Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a quickie.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did their half for that.
Yeah. So I did their full. I didn't know that at the bottom of the canyon, you'd have to run up.
Yeah.
That's
not
me.
fair.
Like I hadn't trained for that part.
Yeah.
But I was like 20 minutes off of qualifying, and I didn't
And you didn't plan on that.
No. But I also took like a pre-workout that was basically cocaine, and
Well, you kind of have to.
I was ready. I was like, let's go. I'm running this forever.
Yeah.
And then the last one I did was 2019. I ran New York.
That was so cool.
The coolest thing I've ever done in my life.
I want to do that.
It was awesome.
What was it called? Do you remember?
The New York
Just
Marathon.
the New York Marathon?
Yeah.
When was it?
No, it's November.
November. I was going to say it's probably in the fall.
It's amazing.
It is so cool. I'm going to put that on my bucket list. Do they have a half?
No.
Oh,
I don't think so.
Ugh.
I mean, maybe, but.
Because you're just in a totally new place.
Oh,
like,
totally.
Like you don't even need music. You could just be looking around like, holy.
There are
mackerel.
people everywhere.
I bet.
It's amazing.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah. And that was sponsored. A company was like,
yeah.
we'll pay for you to do it. And I was like, come again?
Do they pay for your hotel and stuff too?
They paid for everything. They're like, we'll fly your whole family there.
That's
But
amazing.
my wife was pregnant, and she's like, I'm not going to New York with
New York's
3
not fun
kids.
pregnant with kids. Oh, yeah, no.
Trying to find you running a race.
No.
So I took my oldest son and my brother-in-law.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I went to New York for the first time and I fell in love, and now I want to go back every day.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I want to live. I don't want to live there. I want a house there.
Same.
I want to just go when I please.
Yeah.
But not live there.
Yeah.
Do you follow on TikTok Christy Party of 6?
Yes.
Whatever? I love her.
Yeah.
I want her on the show
Yeah.
because I'm like, I have so many questions. How do you do 6 kids in New York?
Right?
Or 4 kids? They're obviously rich. I mean,
They have to be.
that's a very expensive lifestyle.
It's not cheap.
I mean, their whole Instagram is like what we spend a day to show people like that it can be budget friendly, but also I cannot imagine living in the city with my kids.
Right?
That's a workout.
Yeah. And if you live in a place that doesn't have an elevator and you have a stroller.
Oh, well, like everything is so different in the city. Grocery shopping.
Yeah.
A cart? No, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like you take what you can carry, and if you can't carry it, you don't
take it.
Like bottled water, have fun.
Right. Forget about it.
Yeah, but it's just like this, just the rush of being in the city.
Oh, yeah. Our niece moved there and she's in heaven.
The options are endless. You could eat at a new place every single day for the rest of your life that you lived there.
For real.
It's like every street, it's like new thing, new thing, new thing, new thing.
Yeah.
Here it's like, okay, do you want to go to Jamba Juice or do you want to go to Five Guys? Like,
right.
It's just freaking the worst.
We have 2 options, and those are them.
Yeah.
So don't come visit.
Don't come visit.
That is all we have.
No, just kidding. If you do, you got to follow a Utah grubby food guru, and they'll help you because
for sure
there are good places. It's
there's
just,
good.
It's just they're not as easy to get to as just like down the street.
Right.
So, well, let's see. Where were we on here? Okay. You see. Okay, I know where I'm going back to. Influencing. You're a daddy influencer. Very female dominant area. You have a lot of female influencer friends.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a talk in your marriage about setting boundaries because it ever made your wife uncomfortable?
So it never made her uncomfortable because all my friends are girls.
Gotcha.
I made it very upfront to her, like, look, this is how I am. And I just want you to know, like, never will it ever be is cheating on the table.
Yeah.
Like, that's never an option. But also, like, the rules are I am never one-on-one, like me and a girl.
Yeah.
Unless we're out in public and I have specifically told her I'm going to a meeting with this person. It is just us. We'll be in a public place.
Yeah.
So if anything gets said, you knew already.
Yeah.
But once I started getting more followers, it's way more of there's no one-on-one. There's always at least another person.
It's like a group.
For sure.
Well, and a lot of times, like, you can bring her as a +1. It's
right.
Not, like,
yeah.
Because it is a female-dominated place.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not, like, weird if you're like, I'm going to bring my wife. They're like, yeah.
They're like, yeah, for sure.
Great.
That's what we were hoping.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they'll message me and be like, and actually, could your wife come instead of you? And I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
Same thing.
Sure.
Does your wife have Instagram? I tried to find.
She does.
Is she like private?
No.
Okay.
No, she's.
I didn't do a good job
Dunnigan.
stalking then.
Yeah.
Because do you tag her in the photos?
Yeah, sometimes.
Because I feel like the ones I was clicking on it, she wasn't tagged. And I was like, do they share an Instagram? What's going on?
Nope, separate.
Have you made any male friends? Any other male daddy bloggers out there?
So any of the women that I'm friends with their husbands.
Right.
So that's the thing is there's not a lot of guys.
Right.
But most of the women are married with husbands, and I'm friends with all of them.
That's fun.
So it is fun.
Because you were just at was it a jazz game?
Oh yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. Was that fun?
Yeah.
Was it with mixers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
you legit like.
No, I'm a stalker.
Yeah.
Jason.
It is amazing.
Full on stalker.
Yeah. So I was there last night, and that's the thing. It's always me and a bunch of women.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that's what I thrive on. Because if me and a bunch of guys were to get together and they're like, hey, did you watch the Sweet 16? I'll be like, I watched 16 Candles.
Are we talking about the same thing?
I don't know what you're talking about. Or did you watch this game? No. I didn't.
No.
I don't even know what that means.
What are you going to do when your kids are like trying to be like pro football players? You're going to start watching the football
You're all
stuff with
the
them?
things that they are doing out in the field.
They do that like they watch back their throws and their plays.
Yeah.
What do they even call that? Whatever that is.
So my goal is I want to start learning all the things that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I do want to be able to have conversations with them. Because if they're sitting here talking about different players, I'm like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
And for the longest time when I would hang out with my friends and they'd talk players, literally the only ones I knew were ones that had dated celebrities.
Yeah.
That's it. So I'm like, oh yeah, I know who Tom Brady is because he married Giselle Bundchen.
Obviously.
Or I know who Reggie Bush is because him and Kim Kardashian dated forever.
They had a sex tape.
Right. So it's like I knew who all the people were if they dated someone famous.
But you didn't know their stats.
No.
Yeah. No.
But like my boys will be in the back of the car and they'll be like, Dad, did you know that this guy weighs 230 pounds? And I'm like, did you know that I weighed that in second grade? Like, cool.
Okay.
I'd be pissed if that were on a card.
Right?
Like, don't put my weight on a card.
Well, like they even do it with like tennis players.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I guess it's so like you can figure out how big they are, but whatever.
I feel like the only like sport that really needs the weight is wrestling because that's how they like partner you up.
Yeah.
But you don't need to know.
Right.
You don't need to know.
It's none of your business.
So you're such a good dad. You're such a good husband. What advice would you give to women who want their husbands to maybe be a little more involved than they are from a man's perspective?
Yeah.
How should they approach that conversation?
Yeah, sure. So I think the biggest thing is communication.
Yeah.
Like if you have a problem, tell it.
Yeah.
So there's a time in our marriage, with our first, right after he was born, I would come home from work and I'd go straight to him and just hug him and kiss him, and like he is your everything.
Right.
Your
It's your
first
first
child,
baby.
you're obsessed.
Yeah.
I'd been at work all day. I'd come to him.
Just walk right past
Right.
wifey.
She'd be pissed.
Yeah.
But she told me, she was like, I hate it when the second you come home, you go straight to him. Like, I haven't seen you either. I want
a kiss.
yeah, I want a kiss. I want a hug. And I was like, oh, guys are so stupid and oblivious. All you got to do is tell us.
I agree.
And so I think if you just say something, if you say, you know what, I freaking would love it if you would do the dishes. If they're like, okay, I'll do it. And then if they do it wrong to you, then just say, okay, thank you so much for doing them. But actually, this is how you stack them. So
Right.
it washes better.
Yeah. The forks don't go on the top. They go on these little,
Yeah. See
places
these
right here.
placeholders that say
Yeah.
fork?
that's where you put it.
I mean, I thought it'd be easy, but
But no.
what do I know?
What do you know? What advice would you give to any straight men listening that want to be more hands-on, do more things for their wives, be more involved in things that their wives like?
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
Yeah. So I think about this. I'm sure. I mean, I watched when you were in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah.
It's dumping rain.
Yeah.
And you are still supporting your husband on the golf course.
Of course.
I would expect that he would do the same thing for you. If it were something that you were passionate about, that he would want to show up for you. Let's just say
Yeah.
you were into tennis.
Love tennis.
Let's just say, Serena.
I'm really good at tennis.
But he's going to come to your practices, or he's going to go to your games. He's going to go to your stuff because the time that you put in. I think if you're willing to sit and watch a Sweet 16 game or go to a Jazz game or go watch football, it's got to be back and forth. Like,
Agreed.
you've got to do it back.
You got to watch The Bachelor.
Right. And I promise it really isn't the worst thing. I will
No,
say once
it's
Chris
not.
Harrison left,
Yeah, I actually
it's
haven't
not
watched.
me either. It just hasn't been the same.
It really hasn't.
But there's definitely things out there that my wife watches, and I'll watch it with her because I'm like, oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Like, you get into it, and
well, then it
it's
can
not a
become something for
problem.
both of you.
right, it's something the two of you do together.
Yeah,
And it doesn't matter if it's something that she loves or you love, but
totally.
like, enough of the sports all the freaking time.
I know.
We get it.
Do you golf? You look like you would golf.
Oh,
Well, you wear like polo and stuff,
yeah, but
but no golfing.
no.
I feel like you could be good at golf.
No, I broke a few golf carts in my day.
Oh,
Like, I'm good at those things.
okay. We actually did a 360 when
Yeah.
we were in Mexico because my husband was on the green and we weren't supposed to be on the green, and it was like buzzing at us, and we're trying to turn and we slid, and I thought I was gonna die. I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was a little sketchy. Golf carts are really not safe.
Right.
And all my rich friends got golf carts for their 13th birthdays.
Right.
And I'm like, are we going to wear helmets or
Nah,
what?
it's fine.
No.
It's fine.
Like all of us. I mean, I wasn't rich, so I didn't get a golf cart.
Girl, like I said, my rich friends.
My rich friends got golf carts
Yeah.
because you can't give a 16-year-old a brand new car, but you can give them a golf club.
Yeah.
Or
golf
you can't
cart.
give a 13-year-old a brand new car, but you
Yeah.
can give them a golf cart.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that dumpster deep dive about you.
Thank you.
Because now we're going to do trash. We're going to take
Let's
it out.
trash it up.
And this week's trash is brought to you and sponsored by someone who truly saved my life this week, Camp Bow Wow in Sandy. It is a doggy daycare, boarding, training, grooming service place, and they're located in Sandy, and their address is 9495 South 700 East. And I was really nervous to leave my dogs. I don't know if you saw, follow me on TikTok, maybe you saw. My snow was worse than it is now, like to the point that I had no backyard. And we were leaving for Mexico, and I was like, I can't leave my dogs with my baby, because my dogs aren't just like cute little, they're 120 pounds each.
Yeah.
Massive furry dogs. They need a backyard. My cute nanny, I wasn't going to leave her with 2 kids and 2 horses and no backyard.
Yeah.
So I was really stressed. And I came and found Camp Bow Wow, and They have the coolest setup. They have webcams so you can watch. Are you a dog person?
No.
I'm like, you don't seem like a dog person, so don't.
But still,
But
like,
still
that's
super
cool.
They have these webcams that you can watch their dogs. And then they have these enrichment activities. And they did like bubbles with my dogs. They put peanut butter in like these little treat can things that they could like sneak out all the peanut butter out of it. Just really care about your animals while
That's
they're gone.
awesome.
And the best part, they gave them a bath. So when I picked them up, they were clean. They were ready to go. It was truly the greatest thing ever. So whether you're a dog parent that needs just a little couple of hours for your dog to have a nice little enrichment activity, or you're going out of town for a week and you need a safe place for them, Camp Bow Wow in Sandy, 1000% recommend. Your first day is free, so go check it out. And tell them Weekly Trash sent you, just so that way they know that this ad is for a good reason.
That was phenomenal.
But no, it was the best thing. I've never done boarding before. And I was like,
You're like, I'm doing this every day now.
Like, truly, I was like, do you want to buy my dogs?
Right.
Like, do you adopt
like, could
dogs?
actually I take the dogs for an hour and then just keep them here?
Yeah, no, seriously. It was so nice. I came home and I didn't get them till the next day because I got home late. And I woke up and it was so nice to not have to like hurry and rush out of bed to let them out to go potty and just like take my time. But then, of course, I saw them and I was like, oh, I missed you. You guys are so fluffy. But no, I would love a break like every single day.
Yeah.
So did you hear when you came in the barking? In
Yeah,
the garage?
I mean, I heard it a little bit.
Yeah, they go in the garage whenever I podcast because I can't have them barking and making
that's a good life
mess.
choice.
But maybe I'll just take them to Camp Bow Wow every time I
Holy
podcast because
moly.
they had a blast.
Yeah.
Okay, personal trash. What happened to you this week?
So this week is nothing but jazz games and musicals.
Oh yeah, your son's in a musical,
Yeah,
right?
he's in his like elementary school play. It's Frozen. And
Frozen.
he's like, I mean, he hated it during the whole time because he'd have to get up at 7 to go to school to practice.
Was it he did it as like a volunteer? Like he chose this?
Yeah, because like some of his friends were doing it. But then when we saw him the first night, he was just, it was so cute.
What's his part?
He's a troll.
Oh, we love
He's in
that.
3rd grade. Yeah.
So cute.
It is crazy to like watch your kid put all this time. I mean, I'll go to all of his sporting things and I am that parent that's like head to toe in whatever your team is.
Yeah.
Screaming the top of my lungs for you. Like I am your biggest cheerleader. But just to see him up there and just at doing something different that he necessarily wasn't excited or comfortable about, but wanted to do it because his friends were.
Yeah.
And just how happy he was. And it's been awesome. So that's this week. And then apparently 2 jazz games. Like, who am I?
Who are you?
Oh my gosh.
Do you know a single player on the team?
No.
Me either.
That Clarkson guy. I thought you meant like personally. I'm like, no, I don't.
No, I don't actually hang out with any NBA
Not
players.
this year.
Donovan and me are pretty tight, but
Yeah.
he's gone now. I only knew Donovan Mitchell. Not personally, but like on the field.
Right.
Is it called a field?
No, I think it's a court. I'm like, oh no, I think that one's a court.
At least you know that.
Right.
You know?
It's like no, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a court. I don't know anybody on the team right now.
Yeah, we watched and I was like, Karl Malone,
Who are these
Stockton, where are
people?
you?
And they're all just tall giants that all look the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, unless they have like a certain hairdo that like stands out.
For sure.
I'm just kind of like, who's who?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
Any other personal trash? Any good shows?
Oh.
Did you watch You?
Okay, so don't tell me.
Okay.
Because I'm on episode 5
of the new season.
Yes, because I think the problem is we have to watch it when the kids go to bed.
Right.
My problem is I'm an early riser. I get up at 5.
Oh.
And then the second my head hits a pillow, I'm out.
Oh, that's my husband.
So we just sit there and I'm just like, I'm watching because like I love that show.
It's good.
But like I feel like this season's very different.
I felt that same way. There's a plot twist coming your way.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Because I downloaded those for the airplane ride to wherever I went.
To
Mexico.
hell. Yeah.
And I was quaking. I got off the airplane. I was like, I need to talk to somebody about this. This is luckily my husband was watching at the same time.
Yeah.
So we were able to like banter off of each other and be like, oh my gosh, did you believe that? That was great. But it is
okay.
It's gonna get you where it got you.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, watching that. We just finished that Tan France. Is it Gigi Hadid that's in it?
Yeah, they're like clothing thing.
Yeah.
I haven't started that.
We were watching that. That was good. My daughter like walked in one night and then she fell in love with it because she likes sewing with my wife. And so
really? That's cute.
it was like then we just watch it, but that just
Is
finished.
it kind of like
It's like Project Runway.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Super similar.
That's what I thought.
So yeah, shows I'm really gross and I watch the same things
Oh, comfort shows.
I watch there's Friends, but I watch The Challenge. Do you know what that
Okay.
is?
The Challenge.
So do you even know what Real World is?
I know what Real World is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Is Challenge on MTV?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it used to be you'd go on Real World or you'd go on Road Rules, and then when you're done, you'd go on The Challenge.
Okay.
So-
Real trash TV right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watch those,
Okay.
but old seasons.
Well, is there even new seasons?
I guess.
Because
But
Real World isn't a thing anymore.
no. So I was almost on Real World.
Oh my gosh, that would have been so amazing.
Yeah, Real World Australia. I got to the very end, and they were like, so you turn, what was it? 26, 2 days after filming, and cutoff was 25.
No
Did it make it?
way.
I was pissed.
Oh, I'd be pissed. Were they going to pay you too?
No.
Oh.
But
It's
you're on
just gonna
TV. You're like,
It was fun. But then but back then it wasn't like how it is now where if you go on TV, you now all of a sudden are Instagram famous and get
Oh,
sponsorships
yeah.
and whatever.
yeah.
Back then it was like you go on TV and people are like, cool. And then they kind
You
of
went
forget about
around and
you.
you'd talk at colleges, and
Yeah.
then no one
Yeah.
cared anymore, and you'd have
Like,
a real life.
Seriously, you weren't getting canceled for something you did 7 years ago.
Yeah.
You just got to move on with your life.
Yeah.
Now it's like, if you go on a reality show, your life will never
Never.
be the same. Never.
Yeah, good luck.
Never be the same.
So yeah.
Well, that's fun. That's
Yeah.
fun. That's more fun than my week. My week was
Oh.
supposed to be fun.
I'm pretty sure I've never prayed for someone more in my life watching their stories than you.
It almost became unbelievable how one thing after the other.
Yeah.
So how it started, we should have known from the beginning that we were doomed because we land and we get a text message from Delta before we even exit the airplane. And it says, your baggage did not come on time. And I'm like, how does it even know? What? We're not even at baggage claim yet. And I'm freaking out because my blankie is in my baggage.
Yeah.
And I cannot sleep without my blankie. So I'm like, it's either my blankie or your golf clubs because Caleb had to carry on. So I'm like, pray to God it is your golf clubs because if I lose my blankie, things will not be okay. Luckily, it was the golf clubs. But I'm like, okay, so strike one, no golf clubs. We get off the airplane. Luckily, my husband speaks Spanish. So he went to the Delta person and was trying to figure out where his golf clubs were. They were going to put him on another flight to Mexico and send him to our hotel. But that was always a little sketchy because you're like, okay, are you actually going to send him to our hotel?
Right.
But we just put Jesus in the wheel
Right.
and
Jesus.
we're like, okay, you got to do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus. And we get to where we shuttle for our hotel. And my husband is a very quiet man. He's not the party guy. He doesn't
Yeah.
want loud. He has a migraine every day, I swear. So he likes it quiet, chill, relaxed. I'm pregnant. I'm not trying to spring break it. We get on the shuttle. It's a big bus, fits about 14 people. And it's just us. And I'm like, oh, this will be nice. It's going to be quiet. It's just us. The bus driver gets up, leaves, doesn't come back for 45 minutes. We're just sitting in this bus. 45 minutes. What? Hello?
Wait.
Juan, what's happening?
For real.
For real, 45 minutes. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to get pissed because there's always a Karen in the relationship. I'm the Karen. My husband is not the Karen. I am. So I'm fuming, and my husband could tell I'm fuming, but he was also low key at a point where he was like, yeah, you have all rights to go Karen right now. And so I'm trying to find my driver because there's 1,000 of drivers. They all have these flower shirts on, and I could not figure out which one was ours.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just go yell at some random man.
Right.
So I'm just kind of trying to find it. All of a sudden I see this guy, a driver, and it was our driver, come with about 13 spring breakers behind him. And I was like, no. Do not be coming in this car. Do not be coming in this car. They were coming in our car. And it was ironic because they are my age, these kids.
Yeah.
And I am pregnant with my third child, totally different
Oh yeah.
parts of life.
Oh yeah.
The minute they get in the car, yelling, laughing, it was awful. It was the loudest bus ride I've ever had. They're trying to blast freaking T-Pain on the on the radio, and my husband is just sitting there get me out of here.
I will cut somebody.
The guy's like, first stop, Secrets, which was our resort. And I literally out loud said, thank God. And one of the guys, the teenagers, I guess not teenager, 25-year-old, turns around and looks back at me. He's like, I'm sorry. Like, are we annoying? And I was like, oh crap. I said that out loud. I was like, no, it's fine. Like spring break. I get it. Like live it up. And he was like, congrats on your baby. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm actually your age. How old are you? And he's like, I'm 25. I'm like, I'm 27. And he's like, and you're pregnant? And I'm like, third baby, Utah. That's where I come from, land of my people. And so we're driving. It's 45 minutes of pure hell, stop and go traffic with the loudest people I've ever met in my life.
And that's just the beginning.
That's just the beginning.
You're not even at the place yet.
No. We get to the place. The minute we get to the place, they're trying to sell us a timeshare. And I'm looking at this guy like, I'm sorry, but we are so tired. Like, we just want to go to our room. Like,
if you talk to me, I will shave off your eyebrows.
Truly.
Zip it.
And I felt so bad because he was really trying to sell us.
Yeah.
Like, his English wasn't the best. And so he was really trying. I felt so bad, but I was like, no, like, give us our room key. We're like, they wouldn't check us in until we got the spiel. And I was like, no. Like, I need it now. We get to our room. We're like, okay, we made it. We get like a little dinner. Wasn't very good, but we're like, it's first night. There's other places to try. Go to bed. I wake up. My husband's already been up for about 20 minutes. And I'm like, it smells weird. Like, we're like kind of cuddling in bed. You know how you do when you're on vacation, no kids. And I'm like, it kind of smells weird. And he goes, oh yeah, there's like a big leak in the bathroom. I'm like, there's a big leak in the bathroom and you weren't going to do anything about it? And he's like, well, put some towels on it. And I'm like, you didn't call the front desk. You didn't say, hey, excuse me, there's a giant leak in our bathroom. And he goes, well, I knew you would do it.
Well, the toilet's like spraying. I mean, I didn't know what to do.
Like what? So I get up and there's this giant puddle. We don't know where it came from. Giant puddle. My husband had just put towels all over the floor. And I'm like, you've been sitting here for 20 minutes knowing there's this giant puddle and you didn't think to call the front desk. So I call the front desk. They come. We have like 5 workers in our room. We got a ladder. They're looking in the ceiling. They're doing. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, I can't poop. I can't pee. I can't wash my face. I can't even change in here because all of y'all are in here. So I call the front desk. I'm like, can you get us a new room? The fact that they hadn't even offered yet was crazy to me.
For sure.
I'm like, can we get a new room? They're like, yeah, come to the front desk and we'll try to situate you in a new place. And I'm like, okay. So I go to the front desk. They're like, yeah, we're going to upgrade you to a new room, making it sound like I'm getting upgraded. No, they put me in the exact same room, just one level up. So I had a little bit of a better view.
So like upgrade as in like, we're going to put you up.
Yeah, but that's it.
One more level.
Yeah, that's it. You get to see a little bit more of the ocean. Just a little bit. Food was horrible. Every night food was horrible. So bad. But the best part was my husband couldn't go into any restaurant because he did not pack a polo shirt or pants. So we had to go buy a polo shirt. Luckily, we got away with the no pants. It was it was $135 polo shirt. Ugly as hell. The ugliest polo shirt I've ever seen in my life. But they would not let us in.
Yeah.
And the food was just so bad. So bad. We both got food poisoning. We went golfing. It rained
dumped. Like, it wasn't just like a trickle.
No, it was.
I was dying at your stories because I'm like, no, you are committed.
No.
Because homeboy is just.
It was, he was drenched. Like, he was soaking wet. I'm in a towel, like, trying to cover all the openings of the golf cart so I'm not getting soaked. And then he decides, okay, this golfing situation sucks. I'm just going to go look for golf balls. Starts going into the freaking jungle where there's snakes, ticks, who knows what else. Comes out with these golf balls. He's like, this is like $50 worth of golf balls. I'm like, I don't care.
That just made this whole trip worth it.
Well, the best part is they wouldn't give you your money back. Like, if you booked a tea time, like, you had to do the tea time. And of course, we book a tea time 5 minutes before it pours rain. So we were like, we don't want to stop. But at some point we were like, no, we can't do this. So I think it was hole 5. No, it was further than 5. I think it was hole 9. We were like, yeah, we got to go. This is not, it was like flooding. It was insane. And then let's see what else went wrong. I had like there was one restaurant that everyone was talking about saying it was so good. And we were like, okay, we're going to go to this restaurant. Hopefully we're going to have one good meal. We walk down. They're like, oh yeah, are you a preferred member? And we're like, no. They're like, oh, this restaurant's only for preferred members. I'm like, okay, so let me get this right. I have to pay more than I already paid just not to have food poisoning. Okay, cool. Awesome. So
Do they like check if you're a preferred
yeah,
member?
I guess you have like a special little like heart on your name.
Stupid hearts.
Or something. And I'm like, this place, and it was expensive too. And I'm just like, I don't know what I was thinking. We should have just gone to Scottsdale. Cause like
Next time.
we just sat at the pool. The beach was covered in seaweed. So we couldn't even go into the beach. It was honestly so bad. And my husband's such an optimistic person. He's like, it's not that bad. It's fine. And I'm like, we have
Yeah, homeboy's golfing in the rain.
Yeah.
He's in heaven. I'm like,
he's like a glass half full type of person, and I'm a glass half empty. So it was interesting. It was interesting. And then the flight home, we were Comfort Plus the way there, so we had a little more room.
yeah.
But on the way back, they didn't have it. And so we had to sit coach, which is fine. It's literally the same as Comfort Plus, just like a little less leg room. But I was feeling that food poisoning coming, and I was like,
Ooh.
I can't sit here. I was like sweating profusely. I'm in the window seat, so I'm like, do I make everyone stand up every 20 minutes so I can go shit? Plus, I'm pregnant, so I have to pee every 30 seconds. It was so bad. It was so bad. I could not wait to touch ground on America. I was like, oh, and I forgot customs. Customs at the airport was the other worst thing. An hour and a half in line in customs.
When you got there,
When we got to Mexico. Oh, when we got to America, it was like they know their shit. I'm like, Mexico needs to take notes. Okay, they didn't even ask for our passports. They just have like a thing that looks at you, like look in the camera.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh yeah, that's you. You're American. You go. It was crazy, but Mexico, never again. And I've been to Mexico before.
Yeah,
never had this bad of an experience.
Wow.
It was awful. It was awful,
sucks.
and I'm still shitting. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, except not really because I'm pregnant. So
Yeah.
like, I'm not even getting the benefits of like having the shits. So that was literally my trash. It was so unfortunate. So unfortunate. And that's the thing. Like, I think these places, these all-inclusive places, I just hate being poor. Like, I just want to be rich. I
Yeah.
want to go to like freaking Four Seasons.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I'm watching Rachel Parcell
Oh, I
and
know.
Bora Bora living the life while I'm stuck in my hotel room because my husband doesn't have a polo shirt.
Yeah.
And we're eating cheese quesadillas that are disgusting, watching Netflix on an iPad. Like, I literally wanted to die.
It couldn't have been more relatable, really.
No, truly. I'm like, high class, first middle class,
Yeah.
everybody. Like, I'm very lucky that I was able to afford to go. But honestly, I could have just stayed in my house. Like,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Oh, man.
But it made me really just want to be like rich. Like, I don't ever
Yeah.
want to go to an all inclusive place ever again.
Yeah.
I never want to go through customs. I'm flying private, no customs, just quick, easy in there. I'm not sharing a bus with 12 spring breakers. I'm getting a private car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough.
You start saving that money.
I know it's tough. Being
This is
in
your
middle
year.
class. Yeah, we're trying. I'm like, as I pop out another human who probably is going to cost $40,000 or something crazy.
Give or take, yeah.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. Okay, pop culture trash.
Oh, there's a lot.
Should we get into it? Should we start with Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Are you a Swiftie?
I'm not, but after I've watched after I've basically watched the concert
Right.
on TikTok and Instagram, I am.
Okay, have you seen the viral clip of when she goes into like this sexy pose and like I'm surprised her vagina didn't fall out of the side?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is impressive.
Double stick tape.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like a part of me is like, is she going to wear that outfit in every single thing? Like, was that like, were they that confident that nothing was going to show? Because they zoom in on it.
Yeah.
Like they zoomed in on that crotch area and nothing.
Yeah.
It was impressive. It
Yeah.
was impressive. But she sings 44 songs.
Yeah.
3 hours long. She's incredible.
Incredible.
Like,
And it doesn't stop.
No.
Like it's 3 hours, 15 minutes of nonstop Taylor Swift.
and she did it like night after night. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
like, I would love to know the logistics of when she gets off stage. Like, do they just put her right into a coma or they just like go to sleep?
Right.
Like, here's an IV that'll just put you
And
to sleep.
here's how we're going to rest your voice.
Yeah. Like, don't speak, don't talk. We're going to give you just like a little shot of food and you're going to go right at bed.
Here's your B12.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Like, I can't imagine the regimen that she has to go through
Seriously.
to keep up.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Seriously.
So I'm assuming you didn't get tickets.
No, but I keep thinking maybe I want to.
I know. Well, she's going to Vegas
Yeah,
this
my
week.
brother-in-law and nieces are going.
I'm a little jealous. I was surprised. I looked up her set list. She opened with Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Do you know that song?
No.
It's off of. See, I don't like any of her newer albums.
Yeah.
And so that's off of one of her newer ones. I don't think it's Folklore. So like all the Swifties are going to come for me because I don't know what album it's from. But that's what she opened with, which was very shocking with me. And then she ended with the song Karma, which is also in her new album. And I was like, really? I thought she would start with like, I don't know, are you ready for it? Boom, 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 you know?
You should have made a phone
and
call.
And then end with like, I'd be the man or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not really loving her beginning.
Maybe next time.
But I wonder if she did an encore and it's just not on here. But if she did an encore, then it would have been like 46 songs.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That is nuts.
Crazy.
Her outfits on point, everything. Did you see when she dived into the stage?
Yeah.
Like,
did you see the video of her, like, how she gets from, like, different parts of the stage?
No.
She, like, lays on this cart, and then it, like, shoots her wherever she's going.
No, it's impressive.
Yeah.
I wonder how much money goes into building her set.
Like $7, give or take.
Just a little spare change.
Yeah.
That they can throw in there.
Yeah.
She's making billions off
like,
this tour.
Sold out football stadium. I know that those things aren't small. Of all the sports things I know,
those ones are the big ones.
The one thing I know is that those are huge.
They're big.
And it's just packed.
Well, people are even doing like the seats that are like behind the stage. Like they are literally paying to be an obstructed view of Taylor.
You just can hear her. You have no clue what she's even doing.
Apparently they have like a big flat screen TV so you can watch it, but you don't actually see it.
Yeah.
And you're still paying $300 a ticket.
Right.
If that.
Right.
But I like somehow want to go.
Same.
If anyone has a hookup.
I know. I told my wife, I'm like, I mean, do you want to go to Taylor Swift? She's like, I don't think I'd know half the songs. I'm like, I didn't ask that. Do you want to go?
Do you want to go? Also, what would you wear?
Apparently, you get your shirts on Etsy.
Apparently, you have to go all out or you don't get in.
Right.
Like, it's nuts.
Crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah, I feel like if I went right now being pregnant, I'd just wear this. I'd just show up in leggings and a t-shirt.
They'd be like, she's a Swiftie.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, she's never had a genre pregnant, so I don't know. I could, because a lot of people are trying to dress up as her.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's ever been a music video scene where she was pregnant that I could like replicate.
Yeah.
So it'd be unfortunate.
Dang it.
Speaking of an unfortunate event, Amanda Bynes is placed on a psychiatric.
Yeah.
Why can't I say that word?
I don't know.
Psychiatric.
Yeah.
Hold. She was roaming the streets naked.
Yeah. Did you see the TikTok?
Someone TikToked it?
So there's this girl on TikTok that she's like, I'm here with my friend Amanda. I saw her walking around. And Amanda
that was the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that.
I was like, wait, what? She's like, we're just in Hollywood walking around. I'm like.
She looks unrecognizable right now.
Yeah. I'm like, did Easy A ruin you?
I feel so bad for her. But she...
And I thought she had that heart tattoo removed.
Oh, it's so bad.
So bad.
It's so bad. But she was the one that waved cars down naked saying, help. Someone pulled over. She called 911 and told them that she was just coming down from a psychotic episode. And then they took her to the hospital. I guess that would
make sense.
So like, at least she was aware enough to be like, I need to go to the hospital. I'm having a psychotic break.
Yeah. But
to be butt naked downtown LA, that is like so sketch.
I'll tell you,
Skid
I've
Row.
seen it. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no way in hell I'm pulling over and getting one of them in my car.
No, they're drug addicts usually.
Right.
Which she probably is a drug addict, but that's scary to be driving and you just see this naked woman flagging you down.
Yeah.
But she was in her 9-year conservatorship, but they don't think they're going to do that again. Which conservatorships are so interesting. I feel like
they're crazy.
Britney's kind of like woke everybody up to it a little bit. But like, what do you do when you, like, as a parent, you have a kid, they're 30 years old and they are batshit crazy pants and they have access to a lot of money, a lot of things.
Of money.
And they are not mentally okay. Like, what do you do?
Right.
Do you just say, go ruin your life?
Right. I mean... what do you do?
And so, like, I get the conservatorship, but at the same time, it's, like, really messed up how a lot of people use it.
Yeah, because it seems like every parent that has their kid in a conservatorship takes full advantage.
Yeah, they're benefiting off of
them.
It's almost like you do the work, you do everything, you're my little puppet.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not what it's meant for.
Right.
It's meant for people who are mentally unstable and cannot make choices for themselves.
Yeah.
So looking at her, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense why you would put her in a conservatorship. I mean, she's aware that she's not okay. So I just miss my Amanda Bynes, the Amanda Show.
Right? I need all that.
Amanda Show. Cameron Diaz is in a movie with Jamie Foxx on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's called Back in Action, I believe. But she says she's going to, for real, retire after this because she misses being away from her kid, her 3-year-old daughter, and she just wants to focus being a mom. And I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But I love Cameron Diaz.
I love her, but also like every movie, she's the exact same person.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. I'm like trying to look back. Yeah, she's always like the kind of naughty.
Kind of ditzy.
Yeah. Like Bad Teacher, Four Christmases.
Yeah.
The Other Woman.
The Holiday? No. What was that one where she's
Oh,
with...
not Four Christmases. It's The Holiday.
Yeah, is it The Holiday?
Yeah. That one with Jack Black.
Yeah.
And what's her name? The girl from Titanic.
Yeah.
I can't think of her name.
It's fine. People are yelling
Yeah,
it.
it's fine. But she's retiring. Apparently Jamie Foxx, who's in the movie, had like a full-on tantrum during the set.
No surprise.
Which I'm not like a huge fan of Jamie Foxx. I can't really think of any movie or anything that I was like, oh yeah, Jamie Foxx.
I was like, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy that on DVD.
Yeah. Oh, DVDs. Are DVDs still a thing?
I mean, I still have them.
I still see them at Walmart sometimes, but do people actually buy DVD? I don't have a DVR.
You don't have a DVD player.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
like,
I
you don't even have a DVR? Wow.
I don't have a VHC.
You're like, I have a V8, no.
It's a
VCR.
VCR. Yeah. Those were the days. Those were the days.
That was my childhood.
Another actress that's getting heat right now. I mean, Cameron isn't getting heat, Cameron Diaz, but Gwyneth Paltrow is taking the stand here in Utah.
Yeah, right here.
Right here for a Park City hit and run, basically.
Yeah.
She is accused of hitting this man, getting up and just skiing away.
Yeah.
And the guy that she was with, her like ski guide, went up to the guy that she hit and was like, it's your fault, like trying to make it look like it was all him, and then skied away as well. And so he was going to sue for $3 million. Now he's lowered it to $300,000.
Yeah.
But
So this is what I heard.
okay, so tell me what you've heard.
So I've heard from someone local
Okay.
that it was his fault.
Oh.
And he was just not thinking anything of it. But then when he realized it was,
She was famous.
Gwyneth Paltrow, he was like, oh, yeah, I'm hurt, and I'm going to sue you for this.
Interesting.
And so that's where it went from like this $3 million down to 300.
Because that is such a big drop.
And she's like, I'll give you, it'll be $1 and you're going to pay my fees. Because it wasn't my fault.
Because as an outsider, if I thought this was real, it makes her look really bad.
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
But it's also funny if you watch it, she freaks out if the cameras are on her.
Yeah. Which is like you're on camera.
Yeah.
But she like has like her paper whenever she leaves the trial room.
But like there's a camera on her like head on.
The entire time.
Yeah.
The entire time. But yeah, he's 76 years old. He had a good career. So it's not like, I don't know why he's like gripping for money. He was a eye doctor. What are they called? An
Optometrist?
Yeah. Optometrist, something like that.
No, I think it's optometrist.
Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah. Yeah, you had
but sure.
You went to college.
Optometrist.
Yeah, that thing. So he had like a good job. It sounds like he had a good life, but now he's trying to get the money. The money, the $300,000. Do we know when it ends?
No.
Let's see. The trial opened on Tuesday. So I wonder how long this will be.
I don't think long. I wouldn't think.
Well, and she has to be here for like all of it. So she's probably like, get me out of here. But she's also getting heat because of her bone broth diet.
Yeah.
Which, are we surprised that she has bone broth? Like, look at her.
Right.
She's a skeleton.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like, people are upset because they think it's anorexia or whatever. I'm like, no, this is like people eat like this. Like, they're health gurus that all around the world practice fasting and bone broth and like only eating vegetables. Yeah. Like crazy fasting stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not surprised by this. She's like, she's
and the other thing too is like, she should have known, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Because if you say something with as radical as it is, people are going to come for you.
Oh, for sure. There's somebody joking saying, well, at least she's not on Ozempic.
Right.
It's like, if you do it the natural way, if you do it the Ozempic way, you're going to get in trouble.
Everyone's going to come at you.
You're going to get in trouble. But
For
she's
real.
always been
always
stick thin, like always on like the health guru diet, like stuff. So this was not surprising to me whatsoever. If you asked me to write down what Gwyneth Paltrow eats in a day, I would have put air.
Yeah, like, I'd put like 4 things.
Yeah, so it's more than what I would have thought.
For sure.
So I don't know why everyone's so freaked out about it.
Yeah.
Reality TV trash, none, because I don't watch. There's no Housewives for me to watch.
Yeah, there's nothing.
And I don't watch The Bachelor, which this Bachelor, I'm just seeing clips on TikTok. Ew, he's cringy. Cringy,
I haven't
cringy,
even
cringy.
seen any of it.
He's icky, cringy, icky. So that means it's time for TrashTopiCan, and you are going to pick a topic out of this trash can. And there's some Tootsie Roll wrappers in there.
Okay.
Just ignore those. Shout out to Codependent. They left those in there.
Oh, do I have any recurring dreams? I don't have any.
You don't have any recurring dreams?
No.
Okay, pick another one.
I don't.
I do.
What is yours?
That my teeth fall out.
Oh.
Like all the time.
It's like a sign of something.
I always feel like my teeth fall out and I can feel myself eating them.
Oh. This is funny. Your BFF has to pick a tattoo for you. What do they pick?
Oh.
So, I mean, I have the Kardashians on my back.
Wait, do you really?
My full back is Kardashians.
I'm like, what? I'm like, come on now.
So I had a tattoo on my foot that I got with my best friend.
And you removed it?
Yeah.
Was that painful on your foot? I feel like that'd be really painful.
I don't.
Oh.
It hurts, but.
I heard tattoo removal is not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. But I did. So that friend I had talked about that I moved back here for passed away.
Oh.
And his brother is my best friend. And so we got tattoos. His favorite song was 3 Little Birds by Bob Marley.
Okay.
So like I just wanted like 3 little birds on the side of my foot. Or like write 3 little birds.
Yeah.
But then we drew out like a branch and put 3 birds on it outlined. And it was
getting
the
bigger and
top
bigger?
of my foot.
Okay.
And so I was like, yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sure. I had it for like a few years. And then my nephew was like, would you remove that? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's not permanent. You can pay to get it removed.
Yeah.
So the tattoo cost like $75.
Where did you get this tattoo?
Somewhere in Salt Lake.
Okay.
Removal was like $7,500.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, you got to be.
But like if it's summer and you look at my foot, you can see where it was because it doesn't tan, so it's all white.
Would you ever get another tattoo?
I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't. Like I always thought about doing like a ring one of my wife's name or.
If your wife had to pick a tattoo to go on you, what would she pick? Something that just resembles Jason.
For sure, something Kardashians.
Yeah, just a K.
No, like they're all their names or something.
With their birth dates just on your arm. Just
It'd be like instead of like a
are those
sleeve
your
around
kids?
my arm, it's like no, those are my.
Those are the
That's
Kardashians.
who I'm obsessed with.
Like I'm not related to them whatsoever.
It's fine. Or like, I don't know, like probably my kids' names or
something a little more sentimental.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'd get a sushi roll. My friends would pick a sushi roll for
Yeah.
me. I already have tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm so naughty.
How many do you have?
I have 2. I have 3 now. I have.
You're all Mexico. We got one good thing there.
I'm like, I got a cute little star from Mexico. No, I have 3 J's: Jim, Janice, and Julia. My mom, dad, and sister. Everyone's like, why didn't you get a 4th J for yourself? I don't know.
Girl, don't ask.
I have a butterfly that I just got. Shout out to Vibe Tattoo, right here, and it has 2 B's in it for Bentley and Brooks.
Yeah.
But now I'm having another B, so I'm like, crap. How do we incorporate another B into this little butterfly, or do I just get another tattoo? That's the question. And then I have a really ugly, not ugly, it's just not my favorite. It was one of those moments where you just do it and then yeah, it's like the bird and branch. Yeah. And it's like a flower on my ribs. That hurt like a bitch. And
Is it colored?
Yeah.
See, so mine was just outlined.
See, mine, it has turquoise in it, but it's mostly black.
Yeah.
But it's just, I feel like coloring in tattoos is a lot harder to get out.
It depends on the color.
So, but I don't care enough to get it removed. Like no one sees it.
Yeah.
Like in Mexico, you could see it, but I was like, I just like a
Whatever.
badass. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not like I would never get it again.
Yeah.
That's the hard part about tattoos.
Right. That's my thing. I'm like, I mean, it was cool. I did it. But then it's like, what is something that I would want to put forever?
I'm even scared to get like my husband's name.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll jinx my marriage.
Exactly.
Because my husband's like, you have the kids, you have your family's initials. Why don't you get something for me? And I'm like, I'll get something for you and you get something for me. Like,
Yeah, you first.
Like, I'm not scarring my body for then you to leave me in 20 years.
Yeah.
And everyone be like, oh, what's that C and a heart for?
Yeah.
I don't know, candy. Like,
yeah. I love candy.
Like, no, I'm not doing that. Or like,
I know. I thought
people
about
who
doing
get their
like,
wedding ring.
Yeah.
That scares me.
I thought about doing white ink because you can't see it as much.
Yeah.
My friends have that.
Not very many people do
white ink. It
white
looks kind of
ink,
like
too.
scars.
Yeah.
It's weird. Kind of cool.
I'm like, I have a lot of white ink on my belly, basically.
Right?
I have a lot.
My sides look
have-
like a freaking cheetah was in my shirt, like going to town.
So nice tiger stripes.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my!
like, I know. It's
I had my
stunning.
belly out all in Mexico. It was like so liberating. I'm like, everyone look at me. Like,
You're welcome.
Here it is. I'm beautiful. I'm creating life. Well, Jason, it was so nice chatting with
Oh,
you.
this was so good. This
is
is
so
amazing.
fun. This is so fun. And I don't know. Just don't leave. Just stay forever.
Okay.
Call your family. They can
This
come
is your
over.
day. Whatever you want.
Like, you brought the Jollies candy. You're
Yeah.
so nice.
Oh my
I'm going
gosh.
to be eating that all day.
Perfect.
I'm not letting my kids see it
Good,
because they don't
don't.
get any of it.
Excellent.
But seriously, this was so fun. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone needs to follow you on Instagram
Sure.
if they don't already because you're a hoot and you're so fun and
Yeah.
you just make life light and happy and I love it.
Oh my gosh, you're nice.
I wonder if there's any other announcements. I don't think there is except for follow, tell Jason how amazing he is. Tell me how I'm amazing.
Follow the podcast.
Follow the podcast.
Make sure you leave a review.
Leave a 5-star review.
Even just put 5 stars. Don't even say anything.
Yeah.
But just give a 5-star review.
And if you leave a review for this episode, say Jason was your favorite guest. Just
Yeah.
because that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And that's it, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah,
and
guys.
don't forget to take out your trash.
Amen.
Bye, everybody.